Miss Roberts here, and I am in the inside of my car, but I promise I'm not driving. Everything is totally safe. I'm going out of town today, and I had to do a lot of running around this morning, and I wanted to make time to read this book, and I thought it might be fun for me to kind of take you on my trip with me. So right now I'm in the Meijer parking lot in Bay City, and I'm about to take off, so I thought we could read our first few chapters right now, and then I'll stop in a few cities and let you know where I'm at, and then keep going and going and going. I'm hoping I will be reading outside of my car at some point, like maybe stop at a picnic area, but I can't promise that because it all depends on what I see on my way. So we are reading Magic Treehouse book 32, To the Future Ben Franklin. And we'll start with our prologue. One summer day in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. It was filled with books. A boy named Jack and his sister Annie found the treehouse and soon discovered that it was magic. They could go any time and place in history just by pointing to a picture in one of the books. While they were gone, no time at all passes in Frog Creek. Jack and Annie eventually found out that the treehouse belonged to Morgan Le Fay, a magical librarian from the legendary realm of Camelot. Since then, they have traveled on many adventures in the Magic Treehouse and completed many missions for Morgan. On their journey to New York, Texas, and the Roman Empire, Jack and Annie learned great wisdom from 3 heroes of the past. Now they're about to journey back in time to learn from the 4th hero. Chapter 1, No Joke. It was a hot summer afternoon. Jack and Annie sat in their living room. Jack was reading a book about weather. Annie was looking out the window. "Let's go do something," she said. "Too hot," said Jack. "We could ride our bikes to the lake," Annie said, "and go swimming." "No way," said Jack. "We could..." "Shh, please," said Jack. "I'm trying to read." Annie was quiet for a moment, then she gasped. "Oh wow, lightning! I just saw a flash of lightning out there," she said. "You're joking," said Jack. "Nice try." "No joke, I saw it," said Annie. "There was not a single cloud," said Jack. "You need clouds to have lightning." "Then it must have been magic," said Annie. "Come on, let's go." "No thanks, have fun," said Jack. That book must have been pretty good. You'll be sorry," said Annie as she rushed outside. Jack waited for Annie to come back in from the heat. He waited, and he waited, but she didn't return. Jack put down his book. "I'd better check," he said to himself. He picked up his backpack and headed outside. "Oh man," Jack thought as he headed up the sidewalk. "It must be 100 degrees in the sun." By the time Jack reached the Frog Creek woods, he was sweaty and out of breath. He crossed the street and walked between the trees. Even in the shade, the air was muggy. Jack trampled through the woods until he came to the tallest oak. "Hey there," said Annie. She was leaning against the trunk of the tree, next to the dangling rope ladder. "I told you it was no joke," said Annie. "Right, no joke," Jack said with a grin. Annie grabbed the ladder and started up. Jack followed. As they climbed into the Magic Treehouse, golden sunlight slanted across the floor. The warm wood had a deep, rich smell of summer. In a shadowy corner was a piece of parchment. "A note from Morgan," said Jack. He picked up the note and read aloud. "In old Philadelphia, a paper must be signed. Help Dr. Ben make up his mind." "Dr. Ben?" said Jack. "Is Ben the last name or the first name?" Annie shrugged. "I don't know," she said. "Keep reading." Jack kept reading. "To get his attention, say, 'We're from the press.' Then do what you can to ease his distress. Listen to his thoughts. If his fears start to grow, and he loses all hope, there's a place he must go. 'Tis a land filled with things you see every day, but these everyday wonders will show him the way." Said Annie. "So Morgan wants us to go to old Philadelphia. We have to find someone called Dr. Ben. Then we need to help him make up his mind to sign some kind of paper." That sounds easy. "Yeah, definitely easier than going to a Roman army camp or an island about to have one of the worst hurricanes in American history," said Jack. "Philadelphia is not far from Frog Creek," said Annie. "They're both in Pennsylvania." "Yep, my class took a field trip there," said Jack. "It's not that far in miles, but old could mean we're going far back in time." "That's okay. Old Philadelphia sounds charming," said Annie. "Charming?" said Jack. "Yeah, like lovely and pleasant," said Annie. "Okay," said Jack. "So where's our research book?" They looked around. The only book in the treehouse was their Pennsylvania book, the book that always brought them back home. "Hold on," said Jack. "I have an idea." He picked up the Pennsylvania book and checked the table of contents. Yes! There's a chapter called Old Philadelphia, 1787. Cool, let's go to 1787, said Annie. This book can take us and bring us back home. Exactly, said Jack. He turned to the page that showed the drawing of the cobblestone street that women in long dresses and carts pulled by their horses. See, it does look charming, said Annie. Let's go. Right, said Jack. He pointed to the drawing. I wish we could go there. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 2, Old Philadelphia. The sun was high in the hazy sky. The air was still and muggy. Ugh, said Jack. It's just as hot here as it was at home. Yeah, and our clothes are going to make us even hotter, said Annie. She was wearing a long dress with long sleeves, an apron, buckled shoes, and stockings. Jack was wearing knee-high woolen pants, a white shirt with a vest, buckled shoes, and stockings. His backpack was now a leather bag. Louis, a woman called nearby. Louis! Jack and Annie peeked out of the window. The tree house had landed in a wide, shady tree in a walled courtyard. Louis, the person called again. Annie pushed back a branch to see better. Near the tree was a two-story brick house. The woman calling for Louis stood in the doorway. She wore a long, dark dress and a white bonnet. A man digging in the garden looked up. He's gone swimming, Miss Sarah, the man said. Oh, dear. I prepared a midday meal for my father, said Miss Sarah. Louis was supposed to take it to him. I could take it, ma'am, said the gardener. Oh, thank you, John, the woman said. It's on the kitchen table. Please carry it to the old state house and deliver it to Dr. Ben. I have to go out shopping for a while. Yes, ma'am, said the gardener. He put down his shovel and headed into the house. Dr. Ben, Annie whispered to Jack. Oh, sorry. Dr. Ben, Annie whispered to Jack. That's who we're supposed to find. I told you it would be easy. Right, said Jack. But who is he? What does he do? I don't know, said Annie, but we'll find out if we take his lunch to him. Come on, Jack. We have to act fast. She started down the rope ladder. Jack quickly put their Pennsylvania book in his bag. He climbed down the ladder and joined Annie in the courtyard. We should hide the ladder and pretend we walked here, said Jack. He lifted the bottom of the rope ladder and tucked it behind the low branch of the tree. John the gardener came out of the house. He was carrying a small covered basket. Excuse me, Annie called to him. Is Louis here? Everybody's looking for Louis today, the man said. I'm afraid he's gone swimming. Oh, no, said Annie. We're friends of his. We're supposed to go with them to the old estate house. To take the midday meal to his grandfather, said Jack. Louis must have forgotten, said the gardener. Well, I guess we could take it without him, said Annie, if you'd like us to. Why, yes, the gardener said. I have a lot of work to do. He handed the basket and wiped his brow. This is the hottest summer in 40 years. No problem, we can handle it, said Annie. Come on, Jack. She started out of the courtyard. Hold on, said Jack. He turned back to the gardener. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me something about Dr. Ben? Who is he? What does he do? What does he do? The gardener said. It would take me all day to answer that question. Oh, sorry, said Jack. The gardener kept talking. He's one of the smartest human beings of all time. He once stole thunderbolts right out of the clouds. Oh, okay, said Jack. Is this guy trying to be funny, he wondered? He's an inventor and a scientist, John the gardener went on, a diplomat and a writer, a scholar and a businessman. Excuse me, I have to go now, said Jack. He looked around for Annie. She had already left the courtyard. He headed down the path and the gate. There's no one in the universe like him. Sorry, I can't see from the glare. I hope you can see the picture. The gardener called after Jack. I'm telling you the truth. He pulled lightning right out of the clouds. Poor guy's been in the heat too long, Jack thought. He waved goodbye and hurried out of the courtyard. He didn't see Annie anywhere. Jack ran down a short alley to a dirty, noisy cobblestone street. The street was full of wagons and buggies. There were shops and houses on either side. Jack looked around for Annie. Jack, Annie ran to him, carrying the food basket. Where were you? I tried to ask the gardener about Dr. Ben, said Jack, but the guy didn't make any sense. Don't worry, we'll find out soon, said Annie. I got directions. We go down Market Street, turn left on 5th, then right onto Chestnut. Let's go, said Jack. Jack and Annie squeezed past shoppers. They wove around carts loaded with fish and fruit. They stepped over garbage littering the cobblestones. They passed by crowded, smelly horse stables. Phew, said Annie. Yeah, bad. Oh, pew, said Annie. Yeah, bad, said Jack, holding his nose. With the other hand, he waved the blue flies buzzing around his head. No wonder the gardener didn't want to deliver Dr. Ben's food basket, thought Jack. Charming old Philadelphia didn't seem charming at all. And that is the end of chapter 2. My plan is to pick up chapter 3 in Standish, so I will see you there. Bye-bye.